I don't think one indulges in beauty. I think beauty is more like an everyday investment. I call it an investment because it always gives back. I mean, who doesn't like to feel and look beautiful? I think beauty to me is a very vast concept. People tend to think of beauty in very narrow terms when the term is mentioned to them. To me, it is more than a physical attribute. I like to think of beauty as something that you would want to look for in everything. So I, for example, would find beauty in music, I would find beauty in literature, I would find beauty in someone who's really nice. I started acting when I was 4 years old. And it just happened. My mum sent out a few pictures because obviously my mum thought her baby's cute. So she sent out a few pictures and people seemed to like them, and I got a few calls for some adverts and I did a few commercials, and things just kept happening, and my parents noticed that I was really enjoying what I was doing. So they didn't stop me from doing it. So many milestones along the way, but if I had to pick one, I would most certainly pick the experience that I had through Vivaah. I was shooting with Suraj Bajatia and I was playing Amrita Rao's younger sister. The character name was Choti. She was the brat. So the thing about Rajshri films is that everybody is very idealistic and everybody is very surreal. And Choti was the only very, very real character. She was extremely relatable, and she was quirky and she would speak her mind, and I could really associate with that. Everything that I learned in those 3 to 4 months that we shot Vivaah would be so much more than I've learned all my life. So just the experience of being around him and learning from him was the biggest milestone in my career. Well, in the movies, beauty is very real, I think. The makeup is not very experimental, it's not very in your face. It's just kept very real and relatable, which is why I've enjoyed today's experience so much, because when I'm shooting, then I don't get to play around with colors, I don't get to play around with my look. We try to keep it as girl next door as possible, so today's been really fun for me in that aspect. I have a beauty faux pas, but I must assert the fact that it's not my fault. I was doing this show for Sony. I think I was 16 at the time, and I was playing a character that had just come from London. So what they wanted me to do, for some reason that only they understood at the time also, was that they wanted me to go completely blonde for it. And it was terrible. And I was going to college at the time, so you can just imagine the extent of the bullying that happened after that. People would walk up to me and say things like, "Oh, you colored your hair." And I'd be like, yeah, you know, I would like totally expect a compliment, and they'd just go like, "Yeah, no, it doesn't work for you." It was just so heartbreaking, but yeah, I had to live through it for about 8-9 months. I have like this quirk where I'm completely obsessed with taking care of my hair. My diet includes things like waking up in the morning and having a shot of amla juice because it's good for your hair, and lots of egg whites because it's good for your hair. So I take fitness very seriously. I've laid down a rule for myself that I need to run at least 20 minutes or 3 kilometers every day, whichever comes first. Also, I go to the gym. I don't have a trainer. I don't like somebody telling me what my body needs. I think I understand my body the best. I do a lot of dancing, so that helps me in cardio because I find cardio so boring. That's not my game. I also try and meditate because I think fitness has a lot to do with your mental and spiritual health, as much as it does with your physical. Beauty is something that's very pleasing to all the senses. You know how they say love makes the world go round? I think beauty makes the world go round.